One taker time, Leafs win! 2 plus 2 is 4-1 over the Calgary Flames. I'm going to take this off because that man's is hot. I'm hot. And this is going to make a ton of noise in the video. And also, you're probably wondering why I'm doing a one taker. That's because in preparation for the Leafs playing against the Calgary Flames, you know, fire and intimidating, things like that, I decided to pour a bunch of water on my laptop. So that doesn't work right now, so I'm getting that repaired. Oh boy. I missed jump cuts already. Hopefully the computer's not entirely broken and they can fix it. But right now I don't have any video editing software, so we're going to have to do this old school. This is extremely powered by caffeine. Let's go. Leafs, excellent game against Calgary Flames. One of their best games in a while. It was extremely encouraging because you know I've been complaining about it. Win or lose, the Leafs have played some games lately where they looked like crap and they managed to pull out a win. Or they have a game where they play like crap all game, but because they're so offensively talented, they're able to just pull a rabbit out of the hat in the third period and maybe score a goal or two so it didn't look that bad, or they can tie it up, or they haven't been playing hockey the right way. They get demolished by Carolina, still somehow pull out a win. And then they actually play a very good game against Washington, extremely encouraging, but Ovechkin versus McElhinney is not the greatest matchup in the world, so the Leafs lose that game. What is going to happen next? Well, arguably one of the Leafs' best road games of the season, even better than the 7-2 win against the Winnipeg Jets, which we've talked about 1,000 times. The Leafs were kind of getting killed in that game and somehow came out of the first period up 3-0. The Leafs played a full 60 minutes. They actually had a good first period for a change, which was shocking. What wasn't shocking is Mitch Marner getting robbed by Mike Smith in the first period. What does Mitch Marner got to do for a goal? What does he got to do? What does any of the Leafs' big three got to do to break out of their slump right now? We'll talk about that later. And I know we will because I wrote about it on my handy-dandy Nazem Kadri Bob Ross board. Mike Smith standing on his head in the first period. So naturally, Flames are going to score first, right? Wrong! The hockey gods don't love you. What happens is a stupid goal goes in. That's the way it goes. That's the way of the world. Roman Polak off Mark Jankowski? Jankowski. We'll call him Mike. Dave Jankowski. Steve. His name is Steve. Goes off his butt, and then it goes off of Travis Hamonic, and in. There were all these rumors that the Leafs were going after Travis Hamonic, and they wanted Travis Hamonic. I'm glad the Leafs did not get Travis Hamonic, because then they wouldn't be able to have Roman Polak on the team. They wouldn't have any room. I don't know, duh. It just seems like the logical thing to me to have Roman Polak in there. He scored in this game. Travis Hamonic did not. I rest my case. Roman Polak, that sniper. Leafs are up 1-0 after 1. We head into the second. Zach Hyman, who, honest to goodness, people are going to laugh at me. I think might have been the Leafs' first star of the game. I thought he was an absolute firecracker. He was incredible. I saw people complaining before the game, oh, why are you putting Hyman and Brown with Matthews? Like, people regularly complain that Hyman is with Matthews, but they're just kind of used to it. When you throw Brown on that line, too, it's like, oh, they have two energy guys. Man, that was a line for a big portion of last year. If I'm not mistaken, that line was together for the Centennial Classic, and it served the Leafs pretty well. I believe, wasn't it Matthews, Brown, and Gardner who were on the ice for the overtime winner? That's what I seem to remember. Who was on the ice for the game-tying goal by Detroit? Nobody answer that. Nobody. It's not important. All I know is that line was probably the Leafs' best. It looked fantastic. They got rewarded with a goal in this one, even though the goal went to Zaitsev. Hyman works out of the corner, sends it to Zaitsev. He puts it past Mike Smith. Leafs are up 2-0. Now, it's the Flames' turn to come back, and they come down the ice, and oh my God, where is that puck going? Ah! Freddie Anderson stops, thank goodness, a goal of the year candidate. I can't remember the line that was on the ice for the Leafs in this one. I think it was the fourth line. They all owe Freddie Anderson dinner for that one. Not just for saving a goal, because, I mean, the Leafs still would have had a lead there, but they would have been on the highlights for the rest of the year. In June, July, August, when they're coming out with all of those best-of specials just to get through the summer, that goal would have been on there. A spectacular passing play. Flames just couldn't finish it off. Because of Freddie Anderson, that amazing goalie who I love so much, and the Leafs are still up 2-0. Then we head into the third, I think. Was this in the third period? I missed jump cuts! Nazem Kadri gets the puck. No. Don't just put Kadri scores. People know that, okay? You got to talk about it more. this was actually a really disjointed play, and the Leafs played excellent in this game, I thought. But it was just another example. Look, Flames fans, if I were you, I wouldn't feel too bad about this loss, because you could really chalk it up to 2 lucky bounces. I will say that the game should have maybe been tied 1-1 if all things were fair and there were no lucky bounces. The first goal was kind of lucky. The third goal was kind of lucky. Second goal was just elbow grease. That was hard work. Flames got the one honest one. 1-1. How about that? How about that? Does that make you feel better? No, not at all. I'm sorry. If I'm being totally honest, I was a little disappointed with the Flames' effort. I thought it was going to be a more exciting game. I'm glad they offered up such a softie to the Leafs, and I got to be that blunt and call it a softie. They only got 20 shots on Toronto, I think it was, at the beginning of the Western road trip. At the beginning of any long road trip, it totally sucks. You don't want to play a high-energy game, and I don't think that's what this was at all. The Leafs played excellent. They shut the Flames down, and they made it ruthlessly boring, is the way I would put it. Getting away from the goal. Roman Polak, as the puck is starting to come out of the zone, he puts a stop to that. Puck ends up on William Nylander's stick. He just throws it into the slot. It hits, I think, at least one person on its way to Nazem Kadri. It wasn't a clean pass at all. Kadri just happens to pick it up, roofs it on Mike Smith. Yeah, you're not going to stop that one. You're not going to put any mustard on that one. The Leafs are now up 3-0. Now, you panic, because it's the Toronto Maple Leafs, okay? Mark Stone. I think it was Mark Stone. Why is every Flame named Mark? Stone puts it on. No, Mark Stone is the Sens guy. Michael Stone. That's who it is. He's the guy from the Coyotes. I miss jump cuts so much. Anyway, he puts it on, beats Freddie Anderson. I don't know if Bozak was screening him or the Flames player in front. I don't know what happened. All I know is the Flames scored, and you saw the energy kick up in the building. Holy smokes, is that goal horn obnoxious? And just, it seemed like, here comes the Flames. Nope. It wasn't a typical Leafs choke job, which I don't think is typical anymore. I think we're past that. We talked about it on the podcast. Leafs have blown a few leads this season, but have they really blown a significant lead and then lost the game? Not one that I can remember. They blew that horrible lead against the Rangers. Well, they won that game. You know, they blew a lead against Carolina. Well, they won that game, even though they didn't play the greatest. It didn't happen in this one. After the marker, Michael, or whoever the hell that guy was, after he scored, the Leafs just used ruthlessly boring sticks, always knocking things out of the way. They played an extremely frustrating game, and it did seem to get to Calgary, but not in a fired up kind of way. Not in a we're going to go on a huge rush, or we're going to bang and crash them, or we're going to start fights and scrums after the whistle. There was a little bit of that, but they just seemed kind of dejected. They were so tired of having to deal with Connor Brown's stick and Zach Hyman's stick and Leo Komarov's stick and even Matthews' stick and Matthews' back check and Ron Hainsey's stick. JVR was even getting into it with the defensive stalwartness that we all know him for. Sure, let's go with that. Leafs pull their goalie. No, that's not true. Nope, that would be a bad strategy. Flames pull their goalie. Mike Smith is out with just seconds remaining. Leo Komarov puts it in. Oh, he breaks a 12-game goalless streak. What? Are they seriously reviewing that? Okay. So a lot of people were talking about, you said that the Leafs should review things just to be a dick, and that's what the Flames are doing here. And, the refs are stupid. If I'm not mistaken, this was a decision from Toronto. This was a decision from the War Room, and the ref, I don't often hear the ref say this, but on the microphone he was saying, Toronto asked for a video review. He said something along those lines, because he knows the whole crowd, the whole TV and radio audience is going to be like, are you freaking serious, dude? They give Komarov the goal. If I'm honest, I think he might have been offside. I think Patrick Marleau might have had his skate off the ice, but they made the right decision in that, who cares? Who seriously gives a damn? Not I. Leafs win 4-1. Excellent road win. Extremely confident heading into Edmonton and Vancouver. Hopefully they keep it up, though. That is the important thing. You've played 2 consecutive solid games. You need to keep that up. A few more notes because holy mackerel, I'm running out of oxygen. Hyman and Brown I thought were excellent. I would definitely keep them with Matthews. I thought they were good at the tail end of the Washington game. I thought they were great all game long. I hate having William Nylander on the fourth line, but it is what it is. Borgman had an incredible game, I thought. Who was that flame that he smushed behind the net? I think it was Backlund. That was bad. I feel very sorry for Sam Bennett, was it? Who Freddie just popped in the face. I mean, props to Freddie for going for a goalie goal. I feel like he might not do that again. Last thing. So, Mitch Marner, nightmare game, kept getting robbed. Nylander's on the fourth line. Matthews' streak ends. This was the first game in Austin Matthews' career where he didn't have a shot on goal. 103 consecutive games with a shot on goal. Crisis for the Leafs? Look at the standings. I don't think so. Matthews has had a bit of a slow stretch. Nylander has definitely had a slow stretch. Marner has had a ruthless slow stretch. And yet, in terms of looking dangerous offensively, Marner was probably the Leafs' most potent forward. Matthews got an assist and also looked excellent in this game, and I think his line was probably the Leafs' best. And Nylander, even though he's on the fourth line, and even though I think he only played 10 minutes, he picked up an assist in this one. So if this is what a slump looks like, still picking up points and the team is winning, yeah, I'll take a slump. I think it shows how good the Leafs are. And I'm finally out of notes. Holy mackerel. I don't know how many more one-takers I'm going to have to do. I might have to find another solution. I don't know. I'm out of practice. What can I say? I hope you like this video. I hope I get to edit the Oilers one, particularly because I want to make a good video for Oilers fans because I know they like me a lot. And yeah, that's it. Charlie! Iggy!